everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and the craft/dining room. Today I've got a really simple card project to share with you. There's no stamping, there's no ink blending. We're just going to use some holographic paper and some dies. That said, sometimes simple cards actually do take more time than you would think. And today I'm going to walk you through the steps like I normally do, just because I think simple can be misleading. There's a lot of things that I ask myself while I'm creating related to the design, related to the process. That's just how it goes even on the simplest design. But this is a card I think anyone can take inspiration from and create. So stick around. My simple card project is coming up next. There's always hair on top of my head sticking out. I'm the flyaway queen. So here's a look at the products I'll be using today. And the inspiration was this ginormous word and shadow die set from Waffle Flower Crafts. Now, I am a sucker for a big, let's just see how big this is. I mean, it's like the size of my hand. But how fun is that? Just a big old hey. Love it. So I'm going to set the other ones aside, use those on another project. That's the hay. Then I'm going to use this cool panel die, and I'll show you how it cuts because I think this is really cool. I already went ahead and cut a panel off camera. If you wanted to, like it literally cut right through without breaking it apart. So I'm not creative enough to like weave things, but you certainly could. But that is going to be the background for my card. Then for the greeting, or for the front of the card, I should say, I'm going to use some of this holographic rainbows cardstock. I have these smaller sheets, and Simon designed the smaller sheets so that you would get the full scope of the rainbow, more rainbow in a place. And I'm keeping these in these little storage pockets, which for some of my specialty paper, this is going to work out great. So these are the basics. Let's get started with die cutting from the holographic rainbows. Oh, and I'm going to be using my reverse Miss You sentiment strips. I actually am switching all of my sentiment strips into these little Simon pockets because it's a nice way to keep them all together, and I love the size. So let's get started. So I have to decide what part of the rainbow I want, and I kind of want this to be cooler and not warmer. But I am going to angle it a little, not to waste paper, but I want to get some of the purple into some of the green. And that's going to be the top layer of my greeting. Let's see how that looks. Straighten out the machine. And then, of course, I will be saving all of, oh, look at that. Let me pop this out here. Just pop out the center. Now I have a cool kind of glitter, or not glittery, but a holographic this guy. I can also do another one and just kind of decide, you know, which one I like better. So I think I'm going to, and I don't know, maybe I do want to get one with a little more of the orange. So let's take that friend and run it through. Either way, I can make two cards. Oh, I don't know. That actually has a brighter look. I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to cut out a couple of these from some white cardstock. Before I do that, you know, just tuck this back in because this is, you know, you can get other things out of here. So I plan to, you know, keep my scraps together with a bit more organization now that I have these tiny little pockets. So there's that. Let's see here. I want to make sure I can get that all in. I'm just going to cut out 2 shadow layers so that I can have a little dimension. That through. Oh, I didn't even hear the little pop noise. Oh, that's a little. Let's see. Oh, totally fine. Get that one out, and I'm gonna just do another one here at a different angle. Plate and cut. There we go. It's like the Jack in the Box in that scene from Elf. That's what my husband says about this machine. All right. Oh, and if it doesn't come out, do the old throw it down. Okay, so now I've got a couple haze for dimension. I'm going to take the shadow layer here. See, this is where I'm not sure what I want to do. Sometimes I want to use vellum. So again, I'm using these pockets that are the larger ones. Can't even fit them all in. For all of my specialty paper, which is kind of cool. My specialty paper used to just be all willy-nilly on a shelf in the craft/dining room, and now it is all organized in the craft/dining room in pockets. Huh? I may change my mind, and I may not do a vellum layer, but for now we're cutting that out because that could be, you know, with a little dimension on it, right? Just a little shadow layer. I don't know. It could also look great on white. I'm still not sure. In fact, while we're here, might as well do it now while I have the machine out. And let's go ahead and cut. All right. So that way I have options. Let's glue these together and I'll start thinking about which greeting I want to use. I'm going to be spraying these together. You know, they both look really pretty in the light. I think I'm going to go with this one for the card I'm sharing today. So I'll just set that aside and I'm going to be gluing, oh, let's see. Again, I'm not sure which base I'm using yet, but I'll flip these over, right? And I'll show you where I'm going to put them. Put them right into a box that I keep off camera. Well, it's on camera now. And I'm going to spray this, but I never like to spray it because the fumes come right up to my iPhone. So we'll do it just off camera. This is quite easy to do when you have thick, chunky friends like this. So look at that. Get it right on there. Sometimes the delicate ones are so much harder to line up, but I like it when they're big, chunky, and that hay is fantastic. This is a really easy card, right? And the thing I like about it is there's no stamping, there's no ink blending. All of your awesome color is coming from this beautiful holographic cardstock that I just think looks so good. But let me just again wiggle it all into place. Either way, whether it goes on white, and it might. You know what? Gosh, I already can tell that you know what? I'm going to put it on white. I'm just going to do it right now because I already know it's going to work. There is something so clean about a white shadow layer when I know that my base is also going to be white. And look at that. It just, you know, it just gives it the oomph. The oomph. Press that down. I mean, that's what's so cool about cardstock like this. Look at that. Look at that gorgeousness. We'll set this aside for a second. And I'm going to bring in just a piece of Neenah Solar White Classic Crest. This is the 110 pound. And I will save this though, because what if I decide to do something later? I'm not going to do it on this video. But you know, you always keep things. I have a little scrap area where I keep everything that I don't use. So let's score this so it will be a top folding and a US A2 size. So when it folds down, it will be 4 1/4 inches wide by 5 1/2 tall. Someone asked me recently, why so many top folding cards, Kathy? It's just a preference, nothing more. I really love top folding cards. I love the way, you know, they create this tall tent on a shelf or wherever you display a card when you receive it. I love that. And it's really a personal preference as opposed to the side fold. But I am going to tape this closed for a second because what I need to do is I need to add this panel that I die cut to the card. Now you can go, you know, top shiny down, bottom shiny, or shiny. You know what I mean? Like for this, this whole, the rays. I am going to do it bottom side down. And because this is, you know, a little flouncy, I'm going to put my adhesive right on the card base. I'm going to use my SSS Dot Runner and just go around the edges so that I can adhere this panel directly to the card base. And I think this will be a good adhesive for it because it's not oozy, do you know what I mean? And this won't seep through. So let's do my favorite trick. Make sure we're going on the right side here. Yep. You can do this with anything that has a ledge. So your Misty tool, your Score Buddy. This is just how I like to line up panels sometimes because when I mess it up, I get kind of sad. You're just going to push it as far over to the corner as you can, right? Hold it in place and do the same thing with whatever you're placing down, also into the corner like that. And just like that, you have quickly lined up a card base perfectly on a panel. It's just a little hack there. I'm going to pop this up with a few key pieces. I think I have to cut one in half. You need a smaller square. Just cut one in half. Let's see. Will that work there? I think it might. Yes. Use that. And I think one right there should be enough, right? Because then, let's see here. Then it gives us, you know, a little dimension, a little shadow. It's so cute. I'm going to grab my sentiment strips because here's what I don't know yet. Before I adhere this, I want to make sure that I have something that I like. And if I like it, oh, look at that one. That's already trimmed. Hey, how the heck are you? I mean, I like the idea that this would, what about if I floated it up? That is cute. I would love something, hey, let's hang. You know what I mean? Something really short and sweet that would go under there. That might be perfect. Hey, text me every day. Would that fit under there? Let's see. Yeah. Here's what's fun about these little friends. The Simon Says Stamp sentiment labels, you can tape these into place, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to cut this off camera. But what they do is they give you a perfect cut, and your other little sentiment strips are good to go. You don't have to do anything. You just pop them. That's why mine are all cut apart like this, because I use my sentiment strips for this very purpose. But tape them down, and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just run this through my machine, which is now down at my feet. And look at that. Cut that out perfectly. And then these just gently peel off, and these are ready to be cut again. So again, these all stick together. Also, little side note, these are foilable. If you have a mink or something, you can put foil on these, and this is toner-based ink. It will take the foil. I'm not going to do that because I've already got the greeting that's so shiny. So I think I'm going to cut Text Me Every Day. Just trim the sides with my paper trimmer. I like to have them be even, so I'm going to drop down the guide. Can you see that? Right on the last letter form, which here is an exclamation point. Cut. Again, that little extra friend can go back in the pocket. Repeat, flip, drop it right there, and cut. And now, as soon as I color in the sides, that little friend is ready to go. Next thing I do, I take the Copic marker, T10, any dark marker will do, and just swipe on the sides to cover up the white cardstock. Why do this? I don't know, just like an extra finishing touch. These sentiment strips, it's not white printing, right? That's why we call it a reverse. It's the absence of color that makes a reverse. The printing is the black area, and that's how you create that look of white on black. But of course, the beauty of this is you don't have to, what's the word? Stamp it. So I think this is going to look really cute there, right? And I'm going to take a little, will that be big enough? Maybe. A Derice strip there for now to see. I mean, that is going to fit in there, isn't it? Let's, I still might not do it. I don't know. I might just do, well, let's see. Hey, text me every day. I almost feel like I could have. That's pretty cute though, right? Should I make this just a little bit closer to the text, you know, like that? I don't usually freeform it. But for some reason right now, I think it is called for, and you'll see what I mean. Let's redarken the sides. Because then it might be just a little less wide in the space. So what was the line? My favorite line from Spinal Tap, although it's hard to really choose when there's so many, but it's a fine line between clever and stupid. Now, do you see how that's better? Because it just fits in that little space. Ah. Okay, I love it. Although, would we want to do something like that? Hey, text me every day. Oh, now I'm torn. Okay, you're going to have to let me know in the comments because I don't think this competes with reading the word. Like it's super... Do you know why I like this better? Because it holds together just a little bit better, right? We have this element and everything. Yeah, you know what? That's what we're going to do. But we are going to bring in the liquid glue because, you know, it's... I know I try to quote this one too. It only matters in horseshoes and spades, or I don't even know what the saying is, but I want to make sure that I have a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to take off the backers. See, I think the thing that is funny or interesting, or maybe neither, or maybe both, sometimes simple cards really do take a lot of thought. You know, you think that a simple card should be easy. And sometimes people will say, Cathy, I tried and it just took me so long. What I hope you realize is that, okay, I'm trying not to get any muck on the holographic. It takes me a long time too. And that's part of why I've enjoyed doing these videos that are more in real time. I mean, I do edit them a little, but more in real time and less chop, 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 because I want you to know when you're creating, I'm doing the same thing as you. I'm making decisions. I'm changing my mind. I'm trying to... Well, I'm going to take that off. I'm trying to create the best design that I can come up with in the moment. And sometimes that takes time. And sometimes, look at that though. Look at how the rays, and see, I want that space to be equal. And I think that's straight, but I can double check it. You know me, I got this little friend and I can just line it up right there like that. And that looks lined up to me. But sometimes it just takes a little time to figure out what's going to happen. And so simple is sometimes misleading, you know? I love the look of clean and simple cards, also known as CAS. If you ever want to go onto the Instagram and search for hashtag CAS cards, you'll get all kinds of ideas for CAS cards. And some of them, I guarantee you, it took a little while to get there. So here we go. I'm going in. I don't think it's going to affect, I want it to be out of the hay a little bit and right about there. Because see, you can still read hay very easily. It's splitting. Oh my goodness. I love it. Look at that. Look at how fun that is. Oh my goodness. Now the question is, should we have a few little friends shining up and out? Well, you know, I've got a whole bunch of new, you know what? I got this new Majestic one that I just picked up from Studio Katia. So I think I will do this one. By the way, if you're wondering what these little containers are, it's a Elizabeth Ward bead container. And I'll make sure to link something below because I've been asked about this before. Once I called it Elizabeth Arden. It's not Elizabeth Arden. Okay, we're going to figure out a little placement here. So let's just pick some up. I think I don't want to do multicolor, right? Because I don't want to take away. Oh, what's happening here? Okay. I don't really want to take away from how pretty all of this is going to look coming up and out, you know, because it is. It's going to look very pretty. And so if we add a little shine, let's see, what about that? What about just kind of going in out and we're on different wavelengths. I don't know. I haven't decided. This, if it doesn't look good, it's not going to look good. But it might. See, you can tuck one there. And we can take, well, yeah, okay. Again, it's a fine line between clever and stupid. What if I just kept it on the same line? So like, you know, you're coming here and you're coming here and you're coming here. That is a little, although is that the line? I don't think it is. Let's see. I can't tell. If this went, I think, well, is there, I think it has to be over one, like this maybe, and like that. It doesn't even have to be on the line as long as it's kind of, oh. See, this is the problem. When you are going for simplicity, you want to ask yourself, am I overdoing it? Oh, I guess I did need that little friend. Okay. And is that going to overdo the design? Or is that the right amount? I think it might be the right amount. I could go really wild with it, or I could keep it really simple like this. And that, I think that's what we're doing. We're going for it. Oh, it's a bubble. Boop. Boop. I'm moving him in just a little. Boop. Pretty. Boop. And boop. And that is the finished card project. I don't know. I think it's pretty darn cute because this has just got all this cool texture, right? With that sunburst die. Plus, look at the holographicness. Oh, hey, text me every day. I can't wait to send this to my bestie, and she will smile and laugh, and she's already ahead of me because I think the text already came through as I was filming this. So I hope this inspires you when you're creating something simple. And remember, if it takes a little time to be simple, it's all good. You can find all of the supplies I used in today's video linked below in the information box. And I will see you back here with another card project soon. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.